I woke up at 2 a.m. Sydney time to watch a total banjot performance from Chelsea Football Club. It was utter vomit. It was vomit, literally vomit.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
Do you know what? I'm not even going to hold back on anyone today. Today, I'm going to unleash because if I don't, it's unhealthy for me, for my mental stability. I am going to absolutely unload today because I honestly thought that off the back of playing Man City twice already this season, Graham Potter, off the back of the last one that we played, I personally thought it was such a good performance. This is the thing. My standard as a fan has dropped below standards. Do you know what I mean? My levels have dropped massively where I'm having to praise even when we lose. This is where we are at the moment. The last game we lost 1-0. And I'm so glad, I'm so happy with that performance. This is where we are, where we get happy with losses, let alone draws and wins. So off the back of that performance, I thought we can take that performance to a next level and perhaps we get the victory. It's FA Cup. We're already out of the Carabao Cup by the same team, Manchester City. Premier League looks done and dusted. We're 10th. We're potentially probably going to keep sliding down. I don't know how we're going to beat Fulham. Fulham are a very good team, man. Even if I know this particular team today was heavily rotated, I don't see how the other players, when they come back into this, make any difference. To be honest, it's not going to be any difference. Even though it was rotated, there was still a lot of first team players. I thought maybe we take the last performance to a next level and really show some grit, some passion, some desire, not some headless chicken running like Conor Gallagher. And the fact that Gianluca Vialli passed away, we're gonna put an emotional performance and dedicate a performance for him. And what did we dedicate? A 4-0 drubbing. A 4-0 drubbing where Man City honestly didn't even look like they were trying. At least the last game, they looked like they tried. They were out of, tactically, they were a little bit out of sync in the first half. Second half, they changed things around and they really pushed. This game, they were 2-0 up without even trying. First one, okay, a banger of a free kick from Mahrez, no problem. Second one, Kai Havertz, what are you doing? What are you doing with your hand like that punching? Are you a goalkeeper? Some people are saying hand of God. That's hand of devil, man. Hand of God was on the other side trying to score a goal. That was Maradona. This, you're giving away a penalty. What are you doing? How much more can I thought, okay, good match last game, Kai Havertz. Please, I thought now you're going to turn things around. But no, you're not going to turn anything around. You're not, but you know what? It's not even partly your fault because you're not good enough up front as a striker, but mostly I'd have to blame Graham Potter. He keeps putting you as a striker. Your last game was good because you were playing alongside a striker or just behind a striker. This game, you're back to being a striker. And I'm not even surprised. Our XG apparently was 0.09. Someone in the live chat, Rego Park, in the live chat, put on a super chat when we were doing the watch along, and he felt so sorry. He had to put the 0.09 and put it to the nearest one decimal point and gave us a 0.1 expected goals ratio, but in essence it was a 0.09 xg. 0.09 xg, and apparently it was a shot from Mason Mount that was deflected. That was the only attempt we had the entire match. That is ridiculously embarrassing and disgusting. Disgusting. Every single individual in this match was so poor. Drain. Toilet poor. Disgusting poor. Havertz, for me, was a 0. There was a pass that he had to make in the first half where Mount was making a run and I think Lewis Hall was making a run. It was a very nice pass he could have found and put one of those players through. Instead, it was intercepted by Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker must be looking at Kai Havertz and thinking, oh, boy, you are rubbish. Mason Mount, 0. What did Mount do? There was a lovely one-touch sequence play that was happening in first half, and it ended up going to Mason Mount, who was the most advanced player. And then what did Mason do? He halted the entire thing and he started playing it backwards, and he allowed for Man City to just take up their possession. Take up the position. Conor Gallagher, kudos to you. Trying to put an impression for making a spot in the English Olympic team. All he did was just run. I think he's practicing for the marathon. Literally, this kid is running. I'm pretty sure he's still running around in the parking lot somewhere. Maybe he's running all the way back to London. All he does is just run. There's literally no technical ability. He's just running, man. He's just running. Kovacic as well, man. I'm tired of this, man. Just dribbling into thin air. Just dribble, and into thin air. Disintegrating into thin air. It's not good enough. Jorginho, 0. Big, fat Italian 0 for you, Jorginho. Big, fat Italian 0. You did nothing. I didn't even see you. But you know what? I don't even blame... this is not the lineup I wanted. If you'd seen my preview... In my lineup, I wanted Zakaria in midfield. Yes, I had Jorginho. I had Zakaria, though. I had Jorginho, Zakaria, and Conor Gallagher. I initially had Kovacic, but I thought, okay, Conor Gallagher can play a little bit advanced, and Zakaria to help out with Jorginho. I even had Azpilicueta as the right back because I thought, well, what other right back option do we have? Yes, Chalobah. God, please forgive me. I will never, ever ask for Chalobah to be a right back option. He got destroyed by Sergio Gomez, a player that City don't even rate. Destroyed Chalobah. Chalobah is not a right back. We're not asking for this. I'm sorry that I even entertained that thought. But in my preview, I wanted Chalobah as a centre back along with Koulibaly, Lewis Hall, and Azpilicueta. This lineup and Chukwuemeka, how did Chukwuemeka not start, man? That's embarrassing. Off the back of that match that he had a couple of days ago, we don't even give him a start. That's ridiculous, man. I'm going to come to Graham Potter. I'm not done with the players as yet. Hakim Ziyech, maybe a 1. Thank you for showing up in the match. You didn't do anything else. Kovacic, as I said, maybe a 2 because you dribbled, but you dribbled into thin air. Jorginho, 0. Big fat Italian 0. Chalobah, probably a 0 as well. You got smashed. You got ripped apart by Sergio Gomez. Humphreys, what can I say, man? You're a youngster. Well, what rating? You don't even deserve a rating, man. Koulibaly, I would have given you a 1 because of participation, but you gave away the penalty and you looked shaky. You've been shaky every now and then. One game here and there, you play good, but you've been shaky. And I don't know why that's the case. We brought in Badiashile. I'm pretty sure we're probably going to start seeing Badiashile very soon. And maybe some of the fans were right. Maybe we needed to get Benoit Badiashile because Koulibaly perhaps will go back to Italy. Who knows? For you as an experienced defender, it's taking this long to adapt. It's quite mad. Lewis Hall as well didn't have a good game. Once again, I don't want to smash the youngster, but you didn't have a good game, Lewis Hall. You're getting ripped apart by Riyad Mahrez. But then again, it's Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez has ripped apart some of the best left backs in the world, let alone Lewis Hall, who's a toddler. So, it's a mismatch. Man City's third goal was so stupendous. It got to a point where in the match I was cheering on Man City's game because they were playing such good football. Their third goal, sublime passing, Sergio Gomez, Foden, Cole Palmer, this, that, the other. Brilliant finish, brilliantly finished off. And then obviously in the second half, they get the fourth. Second half, I didn't even watch the match. I couldn't be bothered. I had it on, but I couldn't be bothered what was going on. Graham Potter made some changes. Took off Havertz, took off, I think, Kovacic, brought in Zakaria, brought in David Atra Fofana. As I said, I didn't watch too much of the second half. All I watched was the penalty. I was literally just cheering on Man City at that point. I was impressed by what they were doing. It was a training session for them. They didn't even try. They didn't have to try because we weren't bringing anything. We weren't doing anything. We were just there. Because there's an FA Cup fixture, the team needs to be there. We were there. We were just there as participating. That's all. That's all it was. Conor Gallagher as well, as I said, 0. Let's talk about Graham Potter. As much as I want to be patient and as much as I want to give him time, I need this brother to start winning some games, man. You need to start beating some of these big teams. You can't go off the back of that performance that we had against Man City, which we lost. Don't forget, which we lost. Still, I'm praising the fact that we performed well. You can't go from that performance to this performance, an utterly embarrassing performance. What were you telling the lads? What kind of message that you were giving to them since the last game to this game? What was your thought process when you were doing the lineup? Did you respect the opponent? Why didn't you use Zakaria from the get-go? Why didn't you use Chukwuemeka from the get-go? Why didn't you? What's going on with Aubameyang? Why you keep persisting with Kai Havertz up front? You know he's never performed for us up front like that on a consistent basis. What's going on with Aubameyang? Do you not like him? Then sell him, please. Get rid of him. Get the player that you need. If it's Marcus Thuram, get him in. Get him in. It's embarrassing, man. Your in-game management as well. 2-0 down, 3-0 down, halftime, you make some changes, okay. And then post-match, the same old. Spirited performance. You got to start winning games, my man. You have to start winning games. And, I'm annoyed with the owners as well. What are the owners doing? First week of January is now done. We're into the second week. All we've done is brought in Benoit Badiashile and David Datra Fofana. You think that's going to help us? Those two players are going to help us? They're probably like complementary players, man. You need the main players. Midfield are so needed. We need some form of creativity. 0.09 XG. Have some shame, Chelsea Football Club. Have some shame. Graham Potter, you gotta be able to get a tune out of some of these players. And if some of these players don't trust you or don't trust the process, then you need to weed them out. This is on you, Graham Potter. Like, you need to identify who is not giving what you want. You need to put them aside. And if that's Aubameyang, no problems, but you need to do more. You need to find out more and get rid of, put them aside and play players that may be able to give you, potentially what you need. But if you keep persisting with players like Mount and Gallagher and this, that, the other, who consistently are now producing bad performances after bad performances, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. We need some players in. But I'm just disappointed with Graham Potter that at least make us hard to beat. Okay, fine. You may not have something in regards to attack, but at least get us to defend well. At least make us difficult to be broken down. It's all too easy. And I think that's on you, Graham Potter. Okay, you can't do anything about that free kick, no problems. But what about that energy? What about that intensity? Surely that's on you. How's Man City winning every second ball? They're quicker to every challenge. They're winning every ground shoes. How is that possible? Just a couple of days ago, it looked like we were up for it. And you even said that, that's a reference point now. Today showed that we can play good. What's going on, man? What's going on? Now we move on to Fulham. We're out of the FA Cup. We're out of the Carabao Cup. No chance of top 4 in Premier League. And we've got Dortmund in the Champions League, who is not going to be easy. Dortmund ain't going to be easy. They've got a very, very good team. Very good team. We've got Fulham coming up next. And Fulham, they play some good football. I know they don't have Mitrovic, but what is it? Another expected loss? Every time I try and do any of my live streams or watch-alongs, everyone's saying, Miz, how can you expect to win? How can you expect to win? When can we expect to win? When can we expect to win? This is not good enough. Even with all the adversities, even with all the injuries, at least make us resolute, at least make us strong, at least... Sad times, man. It's really sad. It really is sad. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. I'm over it.